Yashodanandana Braj Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braj Janaranjana Yamunatiravanachari Yamunatiravanachari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jayo Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Radhe Jai Prabhupada Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Jai Om Vishnupada Parahams Parivrajakaacharya Ashtotra Shrimad Abhay Charanaravindra Bhaktivedanta Goswami Srila Prabhupada Ki Shri Gandhara Śrimad Bhāgavatam Ki Samved Gaura Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai Gaur Premanande. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Śrimad Bhāgavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 1, Is it displayed there?
Yes.
Okay. Text number 60. Swabhimaninaschagnir. Sorry, I read it wrong. Swahabhimaninaschagnir. Atmajam strina jijana. Pavakam pavamanam cha. Shuchim cha hutavojanam. Swaha vimanaschagne. Atmajam strina jijana. At pavakam pavamanam cha. Shuchim cha hutavojanam. Swaha bhimanaschagne. Atmajam strina jijana. Pavakam pavamanam cha. Shuchim cha hutavojanam. Swaha vimanaschagne. Hutavojanam.
Swahabhimaninaschagne.
Swaha bhimaninaschagne.
Atmajam strina jijana.
Atmanastrina jijana.
Pavakam pavamanam cha.
Pavakam pavamanam cha.
Shuchim cha hutavojanam.
Shuchim cha hutavojanam. Swaha bhimaninaschagne. Atmajam strina jijana. Bhavakam pavamanam cha. Shuchim cha hutavojanam. Mataji's. Swaha bhimaninaschagnir. Atmajam strina jijana. Bhavakam pavamanam cha. Shuchim cha hutavojanam. Swaha. Swaha, the wife of Agni. Abhimanina, the presiding deity of fire. Cha, and Agni, from Agni. Atmajan, sons. Treen, three. Ajijanat, produced. Pavakam, Pavaka. Pavamanam cha, and Pavamana. Shuchim cha, and Shuchi. Hutavojanam, eating the oblations of sacrifice. Translation purport by Srila Prabhupada. The predominating deity of fire begot in his wife Swaha 3 children named Pavaka, Pavamana and Shuchi, who exist by eating the oblations offered to the fire of sacrifice. Purport. After describing the descendants of the 13 wives of Dharma, who were all daughters of Daksha, Maitreya now describes the 14th daughter of Daksha, Swaha, and her 3 sons, Oblations offered in the sacrificial fire are meant for the demigods. And on behalf of the demigod, the three sons of Agni and Swaha, namely Pavaka, Pavamana, and Shuchi, accept the oblations. We'll also take the next two verses. 61. Tebhyo agnaya samabhavan chatvarimshach panchacha ta evaikona panchashat sakam pitru pitamahe. Tebhya, from them, Agnaya, five gods, Samabhavan, were produced. Chatvarimshat, 40. Cha and Pancha, 5. Cha and Te, they, Eva, certainly. Ekona Panchashat, 49. Sakam, along with Pitra Pitamahe, with the fathers and grandfather. From those three sons, another 45 descendants were generated, who are also fire gods. The total number of fire gods is therefore 49, including the fathers and the grandfather. Purport: the grandfather is Agni, and the sons are Pavaka, Pavamana, and Shuchi. Counting these four plus 45 grandsons, there are altogether 49 different fire gods. Text 22. Vaitanake karmaniyan namabhir brahmavadibhi agniya ishtayo yagye nirupyante gnayastute. Vaitanike, offering of oblations, karmani, the activity, yet of the fire gods, namabhi, by the names, Brahmavadibi, by the impersonalist Brahmanas, Agniya, for Agni, Ishtaya, sacrifices, Yagye, in the sacrifice, Nirupyante are the objective, Agnaya, the 49 fire gods, two, but they, those. These 49 fire gods are the beneficiaries of the oblations offered in the Vedic sacrificial fire by impersonalist Brahmanas. Purport: impersonalists who perform Vedic fruitive sacrifices are attracted to the fire gods and various oblations in their name. The 49 fire gods are described herewith. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guruho Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jai Shri Shri Radha Govinda Ki Jai. Hare Krishna, it's my great pleasure and honor to be at Shri Shri Radha Govinda Mandir in Brooklyn, and for me to have this chance to speak on this verse, my gratitude and to Hansaru Prabhu, Shri Gopal Pran Prabhu, and all the devotees for allowing me to serve in this way. This first chapter of the fourth canto is describing about the three daughters of Manu and Shatarupa. Basically, we all have heritage, and heritage becomes an important part of one's life. So many times Lord Krishna is reminding Arjuna of his heritage, that because you come from such a heritage, how can you act so cowardly? How can you not see that because of your act of cowardice, your forefathers will feel ashamed that what kind of son did we give birth to? And in the fourth canto, we hear about the first human being, who was Manu, and his wife Shatarupa. They gave birth to three daughters, Akuti, Devahuti, and Prasuti. And through daughters, they got them married to different empowered beings, and through them the population increased. So the first few verses of this chapter speak about Akuti and how Akuti was married to Ruchi, and Akuti and Ruchi, they got together, and from them Yagya was born, and Yagya was married to Dakshini or Dakshina, and from them 12 sons were born. Therefore often we say this, that if there is a Yagya and if Dakshina is not given, Dakshina means a token of gratitude, something that you give to the Brahmana who has done the Yagya, then it is not complete. Then second daughter, Devahuti, she got married to Kardama, and from them there were 9 daughters and 1 son, and that one son was the glorious Lord Kapiladev, who will also be discussed. And in the lineage of Akuti and Ruchi come Uttanapad and Priyavrat Maharaj. And the third daughter, whose name is Prasuti, she got married to Daksha. And Daksha, you may remember in the third previously, he had given birth to sons, but in this particular episode, they gave birth to 16 daughters. And the first 13 daughters were married to Dharma, and the 13th daughter of Prasuti and Daksha gave birth to Naranarayan Rishi, the Supreme Lord. So what a family that, from the second daughter, Lord Krishna appeared, and from the third daughter also, Lord Krishna appeared as Naranarayan Rishi. And the 14th daughter is what we are discussing today. Swaha, her name is Swaha, and she gets married to Agni. And from them, these three sons are born, Pavaka, Pavamana, and Shuchi. And just to complete this, from the 15th daughter, whose name is Swadha, she gets married to the Pitris, and she gives rise to two daughters. And the 16th daughter is Sati, who gets married to Shiva. And Shiva and Sati, they don't have a child. Why? Because she ended her life even before there was a chance she was mature. It said that Sati felt so insulted that she ended her life. So therefore there were no children. And in today's discussion, this is speaking about that there are in total 49 fire gods that control different aspects of the fire. And they were all born from Agni and Prasuti. Agni and Swaha. So I was just doing some research on what was these three fires essentially represent, or what do they mean? So Krishna in the Gita, he says that of purifiers, what does Krishna say of purifiers? I am the wind. Pavakanam. So Pavana is wind, but Pavaka, which is also means purifier, this especially means Vidyut or electricity. There is this whole building is run by electricity. So the electric fire is what Pavaka means. And Pavamana is that which is produced because of friction. When there is friction between two elements, then that is produced. So the Pavaka is compared to the lightning. Even scientifically, how is lightning produced? Because one cloud becomes filled with negative ions and another, and then the interaction between them produces lightning. And the second, which is the typical fire that we see, that when you rub two rocks or when you ignite, then because of friction, the fire is generated. And Shuchi, the third fire, is the fire of the sun, the solar fire. And Krishna also tells in the Gita, Natad bhashyate suryo na shashanko na pavaka yad gatva nivartante tad dama paramamama. He speaks that in the spiritual world, there is no sun, there is no moon, there is no fire. But still there is day and night. In the daytime, all the gopas are excited and happy that Krishna is going to be with us. And in the night time, all the gopis are excited. Srimati Radharani is eagerly looking for the night. And everyone is looking at the sun. The gopas don't want the sun to set, and the gopis want the sun to set fast. So Vishnu Chakra Thakur, he says that what does it mean that there is no sun, there is no moon in the spiritual world? And he says that in the spiritual world, nobody is superior, nobody is inferior. In compared to sun, moon, electricity, this fire. Sun is the brightest of all. And moon is taking a reflection from the sun and it's illuminating. But in the spiritual world, yes, Krishna is interacting with different devotees in different ways. But among the devotees, there is no comparison that he is a big devotee, he is a fired up devotee, I am he is a cool devotee like a moon, he is a bright devotee. All devotees have, although they are very unique, there is no high and low in the spiritual world. In Krishna's eyes, everybody is equally valuable and lovable. And therefore Krishna is saying, na tad bhashate suryo, na shashanko na pavaka. And so a very nice understanding of this. And now comes in the third verse, I don't know if it is displayed, it's being said that these different fires are used to offer oblations to the different devatas. Hridayananda Maharaj, he gives a very good understanding of the concept of yajna. He says, just like, I have this desktop here, and this is a small little screen. And in this screen, I can connect to any information, any place just from here. If this place is connected, if this laptop is connected, then from here I can see what's happening in India. We have a small center in Mumbai, one of the centers that there is a CCTV camera there. From here I can see what's happening there. I can also call up someone, send a message to someone. So yajna is something like a laptop or a screen where in that small little realm you create a cosmic connection, and that place of yajna becomes like the cosmic desktop. And if you are tuned enough, if you can connect, then that becomes a portal to invite anyone or to send our message to anyone. I can send money from this, I can send some foods, anything that I want from this small little screen to any place in the world. Same way, yajna is the technology which the forefathers used to use. And just like, this desktop is all fire. All the LEDs are burning. And same way, the yajna becomes the means by which whomever you want to invite, they are invoked in that place. And Krishna in the 9th chapter, he's speaking that how he can be connected in different ways. And Krishna says, I can be approached ekatvena pritatvena bahuda vishwato mukam. He says that I am the Supreme Lord, but if people don't want me to connect to me in a personal form, then I manifest in 3 forms. Ekatvena, pritatvena, and bahuda. And ekatvena is Krishna as the only one person who is the cause of all this creation, and we approach him as a person. And when we approach him as a person, Krishna says, how does he accept us? He says, when devotees approach me as a person, I am their mother. Mata. I am their Pita. I am their father. I am their Dhata, a supporter, that in times of need I come to support them. I am their Bharta. I am their sustainer. I am their Prabhu. I am their Lord. I am their Nivasa, abode where they take refuge in me, Sharanam. And I am also their Suhrat. I am their best well-wishing friend. So when we approach Krishna as a person, in the ninth chapter, Krishna says there are 9 ways in which I can be approached as a person. But when you don't want to see me as one person, but you want to connect to my energies and not me directly, then my energies can be approached impersonally as the universal existence, or my energies can be approached as being situated in each of these different devatas, these demigods, devatas. They embody each of Lord Krishna's different energies. The sun god, he embodies Krishna's fire energy. We call the electricity department is managed by sun god. The defense department is managed by Durga Devi. The water department is managed by Indra. And then education department is managed by Saraswati. Finance, Lakshmi. And then we say placement officer is Yamaraj. Where one has to be placed. And recently this 2 weeks of Pitra Paksha had passed, where one is supposed to offer oblations to one Pitris, one forefathers. And recently somebody was asking me, what is this Pitraloka? Where does it stay? Because our forefathers, they are on a journey. They take different bodies, and then they are going all over the universe. How can all our forefathers stay at one place? Won't it get overcrowded? That no matter, and do they just go and stay there? Pitraloka. So Pitraloka is a section of the Yamaloka. When you go to a prison, there is a visiting room there, where you can go and meet who is your relative or your friend. If he is in a prison, you can go and meet that person. So whenever you go to the prison, where will you find your friend? In that visiting room. But does he stay in that visiting room? He doesn't stay in that visiting room. Because you wanted to connect to him, that is the place for that previous relationships to interact. But why is the visiting room placed in the Yamaloka? Because Yamaloka is a junction. All of us, all the living entities are going through 84 lakh species of life, and most of the times we are passing through the Yamaloka. If you want to connect to your forefather, the best chance is to go to the Yamaloka. So therefore the visitor's room, if you want to connect to your forefathers, is and that's what is called as Pitraloka. And they can also express their sorrows, their troubles, what they want from you to do. And so this Pitra Amavasya had just passed, which is a time when, in the Vedic times, This is the time when all the pitris are most accessible and you offer. So when people do yajnas are done for mainly three purposes. One is to offer oblations to our pitris, our forefathers. Second, to pay our taxes, to offer our oblations to devatas for what they are doing. It is just like paying your tax for using that, paying whatever bill comes, electricity bill, you have to pay. If you don't pay, then that energy, that facility will be cut off. And also, yajna is also offered to Krishna. Yajyo vai saha Vishnu. That ultimately yajna is there to please Lord Vishnu, to whatever we sacrifice, to be offered to Krishna. That's why Krishna says, Yat karoshi, yat juhosi, yat tapasyasati kaunteya, mat kurushva tadarpanam. Whatever you do it to please me. So in the Prithaktvena and Bahuda, if people want to connect to all these energies that are being represented and that are being managed by these people, sometimes when you go to a forest, you may think that forest is just happening by its own and you can do anything with the forest. But there is always a forest guard. And if you break any of the rules, then they'll come immediately to arrest you or warn you. So all these energies of God, they seem to be there without a person, but they're all personally handled by these different living beings. And as long as you don't create a trouble, they don't immediately manifest. Even the New York, the whole traffic system. As long as you're following, the cop won't be after you. But the moment you break the speed limits, then you'll see the cop is after you. So therefore, all these rituals are done. And Krishna says, in the yajna, aham kratur, aham yajna. So you understand that even if you are offering oblations or in the yajna to either pitris, but understand that all these elements are actually me, aham, but you are not seeing me in that. I am there, and he says, I am the ritual in the rituals that are done in the sacrifice. I am that. I am the sacrifice yajna itself. I am the oblation swada that is given. I am the herbs that is offered. I am the mantra that is chanted. I am the butter that is put. I am the fire that consumes. And I am also the hutam that, with which you put the offering. And I am also the Vedas, Rik, Sama, Yajur, which are teaching us this, which give us the rules of how to do the yajna. And it said that every human being has 5 debts, 5 rinas, because for which we have to pay back what we are taking from. We take from the earth, Mother Earth. So many resources Mother Earth is providing. So to clear the debt, there is a Bhu Yajna, that you take care of Mother Earth. Specifically, you offer your oblations, and the ritual is just an act to emphasize that you really care for that. Just like when there is a marriage, that wedding is just a ritual to emphasize the importance of that relationship coming together. Else that relationship already exists. So Bhu Yajna is when we offer our oblations to take care of Mother Earth, to take care of its rivers, to take care of the environment. And no, most of the world, many people in the world are very inspired to do the Bhuyagya, to take care of Mother Earth, because so many resources of Mother Earth are being polluted. It's said in the Pacific Ocean, the amount of garbage that has been accumulated is almost the size of Texas state. Texas is the biggest state in America, and the amount of garbage we have thrown, plastic, is of the size of Texas in the Pacific Ocean. What to speak of space? Now even there is a huge amount of garbage even in the debris in the space. So to take care of this is our responsibility, because we are dependent on that. And also Pitris, those our forefathers who have given us this human birth. And somebody did a calculation that for us to be born, there had to be mother and father. And for the mother and father to be there had to be one mother and father, one mother and father. So it becomes 4. And for the 4 to exist, for each one, there is 2. So it becomes 8. So in this way, if you go back to 12 generations of your lineage, the number of people that had to come together is around 2,620 people. And each of them had to get married, come together, make a family, make a house, struggle through their life, so that the next progeny can happen. And that progeny again gets married, struggles to make a living, to raise the next generation. So like that, just 12 generations. How much is 12 generations? One generation is maybe 30 or 40 years. So it's just 500 years. So 500. So what to speak of? From the starting of this kalpa. So we have to pay our gratitude that every parent struggles to raise their children. It's not that the child is born and he raises itself. So therefore there is immense debt to the forefathers, and one pays that debt to the forefathers by getting married and having children. And then there is Devarin. Devarin is our debt to the Devatas, demigods, who are in charge of all these energies and all these facilities that we have: air, oxygen, water, light, sun, and all this. So we have to offer our gratitude to the Devatas and the Rishis, the sages, the modern sages, the scientists, and also the Vedic sages, the Rishis, who have given us all the knowledge of the scriptures, and also all this technology that we are using. Some scientists created it, and also the Rishis, those who for the benefit of humanity have done tapasya and have taught the Vedas, taught bhakti to the people in general. And also our current people who are close to us, our family members, aptarin. To them we take care by taking care of them. So these 5 rinas have to be cleared by every human being. But then, if somebody surrenders to Krishna, then if he is not able to clear all these rinas, Devarshi bhutaptrinam pitrinam nakinkaro nayam chrini charajan sarvatmanaya sharanam sharanyam gato mukundam parihritya kartam. That If one is not able to clear one's debts to any of these 5 debts that every human being has, if he wholeheartedly surrenders to Vishnu, Govinda, Sarvatmana ya Sharanam Sharanya, because he is worthy of taking shelter, then Gato Mukundam Parihrityaka, then Krishna, he absolves one of all the debts that are there. Once among the devatas there was a competition that who should be the first one that should be offered the oblations. In the yajna, who should be the first one that should receive? Because literally there are 33 crore. So we can't have a lottery system. So they decided the chief of all the devatas is Shiva. And we should give to Shiva. Because Krishna doesn't come into the picture much, especially in the universal management. And then Shiva said, I don't want to be troubled with every yajna because I want to do my chanting, I want to do my tapasya, meditation on Vishnu. Better you give to one of my children. And Shiva has 2 kids. Of course, from Sati he doesn't have. But with Parvati, he has 2 children. One is Kartikeya, another is Ganesha. And so now from 33, it came to, they thought one person is there, Mahadev, it will solve the problem. But then there were 2. Now among the 2, whom to give? So then they decided that whoever can go to all over the universe, take bath in all the holy rivers and come, will choose him as the best of the devatas whom should be offered the first oblations. And then immediately Kartikeya has a vehicle. His vehicle is a peacock. So in those times, all these different, of course they are not like typical earthly animals. They are also very powerful beings. Even now, many of the cars are named after animals. Lamborghini. What is Lamborghini symbol? A bull. Jaguar. What's the symbol? A cheetah. So you will see that even now they represent the power with some animals. So those times it was actually the animals. Even till today, the engine capacity is measured in terms of horsepower. So Kartikeya immediately sat on his peacock and he flew off to take bath in all the holy rivers. And Ganesha, his vehicle is a small little rat, Mushak. And Ganapati form, elephant form, and then here is small little rat form. It's quite amusing that how can an elephant travel on a rat? Won't the rat get totally crumbled? But it can take. But definitely the speed is not as great as. So even before Ganesh started his journey, he said, this competition is not fair. This competition is, I'm definitely going to lose because my rat cannot compete with peacock. Einstein says this, right? If you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life thinking, I'm a fool. So he came to Lord Shiva, that what do I do? No, I can't win this. Then Lord Shiva, he said that all the holy places, taking the benefit of taking bath in all the holy places is accrued, is gotten if one simply chants the names of Lord Hari. And all that you need to do is do parikrama of me and Parvati, because we are all constantly absorbed in thoughts of Lord Vishnu, and constantly chant. Because anyway you have to do parikrama, better you do parikrama of Vaishnavas and you chant the holy names. And Ganesha, he said he started to chant the holy names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And he was doing the parikrama of Shiva and Parvati as being the Vaishnavanam Yata Shambhu, the best of the Vaishnavas. And because of, and also in the first canto, it says that, what is that verse? Tirtha swantastena gadabrita. Tirti kurvanti tirtani swantastena gadabrita. That a devotee is tirtha, is a holy place. And if you take shelter of a devotee, then all the holy places are at the feet of the devotee, feet of the Vaishnava. So, Ganapati, he took shelter of a Vaishnava, he was circumambulating Shiva and Parvati, and he was chanting the holy names. And when Kartikeya was going to these different holy places all over the universe, wherever he was taking a bath, and he was coming out, he saw that Ganesha was already there. He was taking a bath. So like this, wherever he went, he saw Ganesh already reached there. Because he was at one place, serving a Vaishnava, honoring a Vaishnava and chanting the holy names. And because of this faith in Vaishnava and faith in the holy name, Ganesh has been appointed as one who accepts the first oblations when they do the yajna. So therefore, in most of the temples also, especially Vedic temples, you will see Ganesh picture or Ganesh idol murti before one enters the temple. Because he is the one who is first offered to respects, and then he opens the gates. Vignan vihantum yat pada pallava dvijam vinidaya kumbha dvandve sama pranama samaye sa ganadi raja vignan vihantum alamasya jagatrayasya govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Lord Ganesha got this power by meditating on the two lotus feet of Lord Vishnu and taking shelter of a Vaishnava who is always at the feet of Vishnu. That's what Prabhupada means. One who is always at the feet of Prabhu and chanting the holy names. So if we take to Vaishnava Seva, serving the Vaishnavas, and if we chant the holy names, then all these rinas that are there, of course, if possible, we should try to offer our gratitude individual to all this whenever possible, whenever we happen to see them or in the occasions when they are especially glorified. But otherwise, if one just takes shelter of Mukunda, then one need not individually go and Yavanartha udapane sarvata samplutodake tavan sarveshu vejetu brahmanasya savijanata. Instead of going to different wells, one who is truly learned, he just goes to the one source who is the source of all the wells, the river, and then he does not need to go here and there. So from this 3 verses we can learn that yes, there are all these elements, all these energies, all these beings who are taking care of this universe. Specifically Krishna empowers all of them. And why is there, can't Krishna take care himself? He can, but a way to make others eligible. A parent wants his children to also learn what does it mean to manage a house. So the mother may tell, can you clean up, can you do this, so that the child becomes more and more responsible. Same way Krishna, the way he makes us responsible is by giving us responsibilities. If you don't take responsibilities, then we'll not understand what does it take to serve Krishna. So whatever we do it with a sense of responsibility, and we help in the mission. Whatever way, especially our gurus want us to help. And that way, so all these devatas, they take up responsibilities to please Krishna. At the same time, they also have a desire to have that facility. So it's a combo that they get their material happiness and at the same time they are also serving Krishna. But sometimes they get overcome by the material aspect and they forget that essentially they are here to serve. Even like sometimes when facilities come, one can get lazy or one can become more responsible. So in Srila Prabhupada's mission also, we should be careful that whatever facilities we are getting, it is to offer more service, better service to Krishna, not to use them for our own selfish, in the mood of selfishness. So this is some reflections on these verses, these 3 verses. I'll stop here, see if any of the eminent Vaishnavas here have any questions or such comments on what I just shared. Yes, Prabhu.
I have a question. So there's that verse that you quoted that if you surrender to Krishna, then you don't have to pay off these other debts. So the question is, how surrendered to Krishna do you have to be to not have to pay off the other debts?
Fully surrendered. Fully surrendered.
It's not that you're just initiating.
No. Surrender is a step-by-step choice. That's what is the fallacy, that we think I'm surrendered because I put a tilak or I'm in a temple. Surrender is till the last moment. Maya tests that, come to me. So, Maya can exist anywhere. So, therefore, we should be careful that, if I am not fully taking shelter of Krishna, then I cannot fully neglect other aspects. And yes, if I am partially taking shelter of Krishna, or I'm trying to take full shelter but still not, then other aspects we should try to pay, do your other aspects also as much as possible. And be aware that till you take full shelter of Krishna, all these other things may affect you, all these energies. So therefore, either we should always attempt to do pure devotional service, and at the same time, like even Krishna in Dwarka, he also was offering. That's what Krishna says in the 3rd chapter, that don't think that once you are eligible, fully surrendered, then you neglect. Krishna says, yadyad acharate shreshtas, that even after the stage of full surrender, the worldly duties one performs very carefully just to set the right example for others. So especially when is a grahastha, one should set the proper example of how a grahastha should be. If one is a brahmachari, that yes, you may be continuously chanting, but still one should make sure that one comes for Mangalarti, one does the seva, one does everything that a brahmachari is supposed to do. So we don't neglect our ashram duties, our varna duties, because we are fully in the mission. Any other, Prabhu? There was one more, somebody raised his hand. Yes.
So, like Pitri Loka means the section of
Yamaloka.
So does that mean it is the place of hell? Pitri Loka.
Pitriloka is part of the hell where living entity is not being punished. Not being punished. It is, as I said, it's a visitor's room. It's a place where you can interact with your forefathers. And most of the times, because the Pitris, all the living entities are passing through the Yamaloka, there is best probability if you want to meet them, that's where you can meet them. If the meeting place is somewhere where it's not, so most junctions are where most probable chance is there. So Pitraloka is part of Yamaloka. So therefore, because most of the Pitris, when they don't get mukti, they are in the 84 species of life taking birth after birth. Sometimes some species, they just last for hours, some for days. So where do they go? They go to Yamaloka to get prepared for the next life. So maximum duration that living beings stay, on an average, apart from all the, especially if you go to Devata demigods, then the life is long, but all other lives are very short. So therefore you are coming and going there. Just like this, this intersection is there. So you can very probably, even when we go for book distribution, we go to intersections because there is very good chance that you get to meet a lot of people. So Pitraloka is that intersection point in the Yamaloka, and I just gave the example of a visitor's room in a prison house. Okay? So hell is not a punishment place necessarily. It's a preparatory place. If you got to go to take next birth, say as a tree, and you are a human being, unless you are prepared to be in that form, if you have to be a pig, if you have to be a crow, from this consciousness to that consciousness, there has to be training. And that's why as soon as the life is born as a lizard, it opens its tongue to get a worm. If there is a butterfly, it will struggle to come out of that cocoon, although there is so much pain. So all these instincts that modern science, they are basic instincts, all these are given to that living entity in the heaven, in the hellish planets, and which seem to be like a punishment. Just like when anyone gets you into a job, there is a preparation period. You are sent to a training place of training. So hell is also punishment for what you have done, but that punishment is preparing you for your next life. So therefore Pitraloka is there in the hellish land because we are passing through that. And also, like, I think in the Mahabharata it is like explained that that's where it is decided where to go. Swargaloka also, you go there, then you are stamped, and then you go to the heavenly planets. You may not be punished there, but the first stop for everyone is that. For the devotees, it's not. If you are a pure devotee, then there is a whole entire different agency, Vaikuntha, Vishnudutas who come. So there is no Swargadutas. There are no Swargadutas. There are either Vishnudutas or Yamadutas. And because in this world, yes, Prabhu.
My question is with respect to time relativity. So as we move from Bhuloka, we know when we go up, the time expands. So that means one day of the demigod remain 1 year for us. But what about as we go down? How does the time expand as we go down?
It expands further. Till the earthly planet it is explained. But down there, I think time element is the same as the heavens. Because even when you offer a pinda, it doesn't matter whether they are in the heavens or the hell, the time period is same. 1 year in the hellish planet is also 1 day for us. Sorry, 1 year for us is 1 day for them, whether it's in heaven or hell. So time wise, they follow the same pattern.
And I've heard that there are two Pittalokas. So I know one is in Yamaloka, but I've heard Pittaloka is also a heavenly planet. If you've heard anything like that.
So there may be a special visiting room and a normal visiting room. But I haven't done too much research on the Pitra because there is a lot of discussion. But this understanding that I heard seems to be the best. Yes, there may be more visiting rooms based on if somebody is in the Swarga Loka, so for that section, there's like when I was coming, I think at Lagwadi airport there is a blue arrivals and red arrivals. So all the blue arrivals, these particular airlines are here, these particular airlines are in the red arrival. So there can be two points. But it's not a place where they continue to stay for long. It may be like a airport lobby. For a while they stay as they are moving on based on their punya. Yes.
Thank you for that wonderful plan. Prabhu, I have one question. You said that hell is the preparatory for the next life, like preparatory cell for the next life. But I also heard in one lecture that Paramatma in the heart teaches the jiva that suppose a frog wants to eat a butterfly, so how to open mouth and eat it. So that is also like trained by Paramatma. So how can I understand that hell is also preparatory and Paramatma is also like teaching? So how can you?
Mattasmiti jnanamoponamcha, that yes, Paramatma, he gives that awareness that this is the knowledge that you had learned. Now you remember. Because all the trainings are there from so many lives. So which one to make accessible, Paramatma gives. So both are there. That Krishna sanctions, Paramatma sanctions. Yes, this knowledge, now he can be given. But the knowledge and you going through that experiences, even before you get there, is where hell comes into place. Okay, we'll stop here. Thank you very much for Granthra Śrimad Bhāgavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Shri Radha Govinda Dev ki.